In today's video, we're going to be building a fully dynamic day-night cycle system in Unreal Engine 5. This allows you to have different lengths for both day and night, or keep them the same if you want, and it's incredibly easy to customize, and as you can see, we also have a custom star map that appears at night and fades away during the day as well. All of this is incredibly smooth, easy to set up, and easy to customize for however you want in your games. So this is what we're going to be going over and creating today. So without further ado, let me delete this code and show you how I've done it. So what we want to do is we want to be able to rotate our directional light around the Earth, essentially, around the world. And this is actually really easy for us to set up, and we'll be able to do it very quickly. So what we want to do is we want to select our directional light up in the top right outliner up here. And if you want, you can reset its rotation, so it's starting at 000 if you want, so we can do this. If you want it to be starting at night or whatever time of day. However, for me, I don't really mind, so I'm just going to be leaving it at the default value it was already at. Then we want to open up our level blueprint up at the top up here. And we want to right click and get event tick, as that is how we are going to be running this code. Then underneath this, we're going to right click and create a reference to directional light down here. Now what we want to do is drag out of this and add actor world rotation. We're going to connect that into event tick. Now technically, if you were to just add in a number into the pitch, for example 5, that's technically all you need to do to create a day-night cycle. So if I were to simulate this, you'll see that it's going to be rotating around. Now obviously 5 is very, very quick, but you can see technically that is working. Obviously that doesn't look very good, and we have no proper control over it. So what we want to do is we want to create a few variables. So let's create a new variable up in the top left here, and we're going to call this day length in minutes. And we're going to set this one to be a float. And we'll create another variable also being a float, naming this one night length in minutes. Now the reason why I have two separate ones for day and night is because in a lot of games the night is actually shorter than the day, because obviously no one really wants to be playing at night, so sometimes the day might be twice as long as the night, for example. You don't need to do that, but it's just a nice addition. We're going to move over this directional light here, and we're going to drag in and hold control to get day length and get night length. Then we're going to come out of day length, and we're going to get a select float up here, with A being day length and B being night length. Now we're going to determine how to pick A in a minute, but what we're going to do first is drag out of this and get a multiply. We're going to multiply by 60, because technically these variables over here for the day length and night length, I've said they're in minutes, but they are actually in seconds. So all we're going to do is multiply the result by 60 to get it into minutes. Only reason I'm doing that is because your day cycle isn't actually going to be in seconds in your full game, so it's just easier to type it here in minutes. For example, you can just put 10 instead of having to write 600 and then work it out again yourself for how long that is in minutes. Every time, you can instead just put 10 minutes. Out of this multiplication, we're then going to get a divide. Now this multiplication actually wants to go into the bottom value of the divide, so we're dividing something by this multiplication. And what we're going to divide by is 180. Now the reason why we're doing 180 divided by the length times 60 is because we want to do a full rotation around. So obviously a full rotation would be 360. However, because we are doing it differently for day and night, we want to obviously only do half of that, so we're doing 180. So this is going to be a half rotation around the world with the correct amount of time based on day or night. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come out of the result of this and get a multiply. Again, we're going to put that into the bottom one. The top one is going to be the delta seconds out of event tick. That means that no matter what the frame rate is of the player's game, it's always going to look correct and be running smoothly. If you didn't multiply it by the delta seconds, then the frame rate would actually have an effect on this and it would make it look really laggy, whereas instead, this is going to be keeping it consistent. No matter if it's 60 FPS, 120 FPS, 30 FPS, whatever it is, this is going to look nice and consistent. Now this is the actual final value that we need. So what we're going to do is right click on the delta rotation in the add actor world rotation, and we're going to split the structure pin, as all we want to do is modify the Y value or the pitch here. So we're going to drag out of the multiply into the pitch there, like so, and that is now going to work. We're now going to be able to have the correct length for day and night, and that's going to rotate perfectly. So what we can do is we can compile and set the default values for our day and night length. Again, this is in minutes, so just for the purpose of the video right now, showcasing it quickly, I'm going to put 0.2 for day length and 0.1 for night length, that being 20 seconds and 10 seconds. So we can compile and save that. So now we need to actually figure out if it is day or night so we know whether to pick A or not. And this is actually also very simple. What we can do is we can get the directional light again. So I can just copy and paste it over here. And out of this, I'm going to get actor rotation. And then we'll right click the return value, split the structure pin, and we just want to come out of the Y like we're modifying the Y over here. Because obviously if we're modifying the Y for day and night, we can also just get the Y value to see if it is day or night. So out of this return value Y pitch, what we're going to do is get an in-range float. So all we're doing is seeing if this value is within a certain range. This range is going to be a minimum of -90 and a maximum of 0. So if it is between the values of -90 and 0, it is going to be above us, as that is the correct values for that. Anything that's negative is above us. And this is rotating on a 180 degree, hence why we've done -90, because that is obviously half of 180. The return value of this is then going to go into pick A. So if the current rotation of the sun is between -90 and 0, it is going to be the day length. Otherwise, it's going to be the night length. So we can compile, save, minimize this, and if we were to simulate this, we should see that we have a 20-second day and a 10-second night. So let's go from now. This is now night. You can see it's very dark. We're going to fix that in a minute. And then after about 10 seconds, we should see that it's now day again for 20 seconds. And you should see this is working perfectly for us. Now again, we'll see when it gets to night, it's actually going to be pitch black, and the sky is also pitch black. There's no stars. This looks absolutely horrible. So first things first, for fixing this, we're going to select SM Sky Sphere in the outliner up here. We're going to select the skylight up here in the outliner and simply just untick real-time capture. If we were to now simulate this again, you'll see that when it goes to nighttime, it's not going to be pitch black. The sky will be, however, we can still see around us like so, as if we have moonlight. So this is now great. However, again, we want there to be some stars in the sky. We want a little bit of texture. We don't want the sky to just be pitch black. So that is also pretty easy to do. So let's go ahead and do that now. What we want to do is we want to create a new sky sphere. So let's go into the add up at the top, go down to shapes, and we can just add in a sphere. Reset the location to 0, 0, 0, and then set the scale to something big like 2000 on the X, Y, and Z. Now you see it's now got darker, so what we want to do is we just want to untick cast shadow, and now that's gone back to perfect. And we also want to make sure that we disable the collision of this so that we're not constantly colliding with this and breaking the game. So collision presets will set to no collision. Now, what we're going to do is set this mesh material to our night sky material. And the way I'm doing that is I'm downloading a star map texture from NASA themselves, which you can use completely for free. So go onto this website, find the one which you want. I want the star map in galactic coordinates. I'm going to hit download, and then I'm going to be getting starmap_G 16k.tiff. You don't need 16k, however, it will look a lot better as this is going to be very big. But whichever resolution you get, whether it's 4, 8, or 16k, you do want to get the .tiff. So just download that, and then once you've downloaded it, you're going to want to import it into Unreal Engine. So you can see here in my downloads folder, I've renamed it to t_starmap.tiff, and I'm just going to drag and drop this into Unreal Engine like so. Now you don't need to rename it, however, I just think that is a lot nicer, t_starmap. Once we have this, we're going to right click on it, and we're going to create a material. I'm going to call m_starmap, and we will open this up straight away. What we're going to do in here is set the blend mode to translucent grey transmittance. Then if we apply this, and we attach this onto our sky sphere, which I'm actually also going to just quickly rename to SM_night sky. If we put the material onto this, you'll see something, and that is that you can't see it. So the fix for that is to open it up and simply click two-sided and apply like so. This is just because we are inside of it. So you can see, we can now see it. This is because we're inside the sphere. So another way to fix this is to create your own sphere in Blender, for example, and flip the normals, or a quick, easy solution is to just make the material two-sided. Now back into the material here, we want to make a few changes. We want to drag the texture sample out a little bit, and we want to hold M and left click to get a multiply node. We're going to come out of the RGB into A, and the B, we want to drag out of this and get a scalar parameter. We're going to rename this to intensity or star brightness, or whatever makes the most sense for you. We'll set the default value of this to 1, and the result of this is going to go into emissive color. So you can see it's just making it a little bit more bright, a little bit more intense. This intensity is also going to go into opacity override, and that is going to allow us to toggle this whether it is day or night. So we will apply and save that, and that's all we need to do to set up this material. Now if we go back into the level, you can see we've got this night sky here. I obviously don't want to be able to see it right now, so I'm just going to simply toggle the visibility of it like so. That doesn't affect anything in game, that is just in editor. However, we do want to keep it selected and then go back into our level blueprint. And then after our add actor world rotation, we're going to right click, create a reference to sm_night sky, and drag out of this and set scalar parameter value on materials, brackets, static mesh component. We're going to get that, and we're going to connect the execution from add actor world rotation into set scalar parameter value. Now the parameter name here wants to be whatever we just called it in our material, which for me was intensity. So it's going to set the parameter of intensity to this parameter value here. Now we obviously want to go between 0 and 1 depending on if it's night or day. So how do we figure out and turn this value of between -90 and 0, or -90 and 90 I should say, into 0 and 1? Well, it's actually quite easy to convert that. What we want to do is select directional light and get actor rotation, copy and paste that over here, because we're going to do a little bit more maths. Out of the Y pitch here, we're going to get a map range clamped, the value being Y. In range A here is going to be -15, in range B is going to be 10, out range A is 0, out range B is 1. So the out range A and B is what we're clamping between, so that's 0 and 1. And in range A and in range B is where we want the sky and the stars to start fading in and out. So in range A here is the pitch at which it will start to fade in, and in range B is the pitch at which it is then at full brightness. It's all the way there. So we want to start fading in the sky at -15, as that's just before sunset, and we want it to be fully lit at 10. So we're not going to wait all the way until it gets to fully night. It's going to be just after sunset. Obviously, play about with these values to get them perfect for you, but I think for me personally, this is what works best. Then this return value can go straight into the parameter value of the set scalar parameter value. If we compile and save this, this is now going to be working perfectly for us. So let's get back in and simulate this, and we should see that we now have a fully functioning working day-night cycle where you can see there the stars have faded in at night, and as the sun rises again, they're going to fade out perfectly like so. And what we can do is we can also now make this a little bit longer. So if we were to just set the day length in minutes to 1, so that's 1 minute, and the night length to 0.5, that's 30 seconds. Again, you'll want to make this a lot longer in your actual game, but this is just for the purpose of the video, showcasing it working. So you can see it started there, obviously not fully at midday, so we're now going down. And it's not going to take a minute to go from there to there. It still works perfectly because we've got doing it based on where it currently is in the sky. So you can see we're now setting with the stars are going to start fading in there just before sunset, and now they are fully in like so, and we're going to have a much quicker night than we have day. And you see after it is all the way through, the sun is rising, the stars will start to fade out just after sunrise as well, the same way they fade in just before sunset. So you can see, so if we continue waiting, obviously I made it quite long, but that is just, again, to showcase how easy it is to change everything and to get it fully set up and working. There you go, you can see the sun is now rising, the stars are slowly fading out, they're still there, and now they have gone. And now we will have a day that is a minute long. So this is working perfectly for us. So I think that'll be it for this video, as we've done everything we want to do, and we've got it set up perfectly for a fully functional and dynamic day-night cycle in Unreal Engine 5, where we can customize the length of the day and length of the night independently, and we also have a custom star map which will fade in and out at different times of sunset and sunrise over a nice period of time. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, please do make sure to like and subscribe down below, as it really does help me and the channel out a lot. And we're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers, so any support really does mean the world, and sharing as well. So again, thanks so much for watching the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.